There they go into the back. The blue line on. We have a race, and Satnova's beaten Pure Steel out by a length and a half.
Welcome to Talking Trots, hosted by Mortz and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
The sensational Sydney sider, Seals to Sam, comes off the back straight. He's a bucket load of alliteration, this fellow.
Scott Bomber Hill will join the boys to look at the Friday night meeting at Gloucester Park, and Hayden King will find the winners for the weekend's racing.
Here comes Quinny. I'm the mighty Queen is 4 deep and letting go.
Sit back and enjoy Talking Trots with Mortz and Michael Radley.
I'm the mighty Queen is just in front. Dasher VC can do no more. And the West Australian champion has done it again.
Hello and welcome to the final edition of Talking Trots for 2023. It's got to be a preview and a review show this week, and I'm joined by Glen Moore as we look back on the year that was and hopefully find some winners for tomorrow. Glen?
Yeah, great to be here, Hayden. A big year in harness racing. There's been a lot of highlights over the year, and draws to an end, and we've seen some fabulous performances by some great horses and drivers and trainers through the year.
We'll have a look at some of those races, particularly the big ones later on. There's a few drivers knocking on the door of milestones late in the piece, and a couple that have been able to achieve them over the last couple of weeks. So we'll have a look at those. And a trainer who's had a very good season is Michael Young, and we'll chat to him in just a moment. Before we do, though, let's go back to last campaign when one of his stable stars, Watching Our Coin, franked his graduation with a win in free-for-all company.
And he's Watching Our Coin under Duras, though. On the outside, Tenzing Bromack, and coming up 3 wide, Prince of Pleasure. Watching Our Coin. He's a dour stayer. Can he fend them off? He leads out by a long neck. Now a half length. Prince of Pleasure's going to surge. Tenzing Bromack, the Mustang, coming late. Watching Our Coin in front. Watching Our Coin holds on. Beats second the outside.
Watching Our Coin did the job there. He resumes tomorrow night. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Happy New Year, or a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, thanks. Same to you guys.
Thanks, mate. Watching Our Coin, there's, to coin a phrase, that's the one we're looking at the moment after listening to that replay. A little bit of a query horse first up tomorrow night. How's he going?
Yeah, he's working pretty good at home, but he kind of works like you would expect him to work after watching him race. He's real dour and kind of only does what he has to. So, yeah, I would have liked to have given him a trial, but he's obviously got that free-for-all win against his name, which is in his last 5 starts. So I think it was 4 ago. So he'll go around tomorrow night, and even win, lose or draw, he'll find his way back into the Dollars last 5 races after this. So that was more so we just went to the races instead of going to trials.
Fair enough. And you'd be happy to get going early if you had the opportunity to put him in the race, given he's first up?
I wouldn't mind seeing him driven a bit more conservative, but the field probably lacks a little bit of depth. So I'll just kind of leave it up to Junior, and he can kind of play it as he goes, but definitely not like gutting him to try and win this race. He's got a really long campaign ahead, and yeah, like I said, he's got that free-for-all win against his name, and he's actually probably, I think his HOE is only about 60,000, so he's actually 4 or 5 Metro wins away from having to go into the free-for-all. We kind of just did that because we thought he might have been a sneaky chance of making it into Cups. That didn't eventuate, but that win's still there, so just got to knock it out of his form, that's all.
Yep.
He came to you as a horse that had won 1 race from 28 starts, and since he began his career for you, he's won 8 from 16 and near on $100,000 in prize money. Has he surprised you with how good he's turned out to be?
Yeah, definitely. Like, you obviously don't expect horses like that to do what he's done. Yeah, so he definitely has, but I think he's probably got a lot more to give yet, and I think he will eventually graduate into being a regular free-for-all horse. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with him. Pretty happy to have him in the stable, and he's kind of what you see is what you get horse every week. So, he's one of the good ones.
Michael, when you look at your year, second on the State Trainers Premiership, 93 wins, I think. Pretty good effort. And these type of horses have obviously elevated and given you that opportunity, like watching our Coin going through the classes on the Metro Trainers. You finished finishing third. It's a pretty big effort for you to achieve this in such a quick time, really. Must be happy.
Yeah, we are happy. There's obviously a really good team of staff here, and myself and Kiara, obviously, and then the other guys behind the scenes, and we've got a really good supporting bunch of owners. So all those little things kind of help and add up to the wins throughout the year. So really, really happy with the season we've had. Slightly less than last year, but we went through that patch there where I think we went 100-odd runners without getting a winner when we had that virus going through. So
yep.
To still get to where we've got to, we're really proud of our efforts, and hopefully it's kind of a benchmark of seasons to come for us.
You're turning over the team a little bit. You have the young ones coming through clearly, and turning over a few. I see you advertised shares in a New Zealand import the other day. What are you doing in that regard?
Yeah, obviously our stable was mainly funded through Summit and ABR last year, and they've kind of moved aside a bit this year, and we've had to replace the horses. So the quality that comes through has been a little less. So thought it might be time to start buying some ourselves from New Zealand and see how we go there. So Penny Black was the one that we bought the other day, and managed to syndicate all of that. And she's a nice horse coming out of the Group 1 fillies races over in New Zealand. So looking forward to getting her over here. And horses like that are hopefully the ones that you can build a barn around.
You do have that association with Senior going back many years ago now, and you'd be pretty happy to know that he doesn't have any runners for the rest of the year, and it was a close-gone thing between you two. You're only one ahead of him in the Premiership, so you've got that over him.
Yeah, I told him 2 weeks ago I had him. So
declaration. I heard about it.
He's got me a long way for stake money and Metro wins. So we'll take half a point each this year, I reckon.
Very good. What about tomorrow night? Sporting Grace Race 1. Pretty much looking like a sit and kick situation for you here, with Hallie Hunter drawn 3, and probably Zephyr likely to move forward and get the breeze.
Yeah, we kind of put her in last kind of roll of the dice as a 3-year-old, so we thought we'd come to town with her, and was drawn on Metro wins. So I think there was 3 horses that had Metro wins, so they had to draw wide, and I think we drew outside of everything else. So didn't really get much favours in the draws. So she's going okay. She's a funny horse. There's a few of her on race day. Never kind of know which one you're going to get, but I thought her last run was pretty good, and she toughed it out pretty well, whereas she's had other times where I thought I've had her equally as well, and she's had the same run and dropped out. So, I was happy enough with her last run, but it's a tough draw, and not sure where we get to or how we play a part in it.
October Rain in race number 3. You settled back very far back last time. I thought you might have been able to be a bit closer, and he might have been competitive in the finish. How did you see that run?
Yeah, kind of a nothing run, I thought, with the horse in front of her staying off the rails, and didn't really go anywhere, and it lost ground at various stages, and then we had to try and go around it. It was just, I just kind of put it down to a bit of a nothing run, but he is a better horse on the speed. I've said it before, he goes a lot better on the speed, but his ability doesn't match the way you have to drive him, so he needs to pick and choose his races to be able to be driven like it. But I thought tomorrow night might have been one of them races.
How hard can you press through at the start? You're on the back of All Is Well, who looks like a likely leader in the race. Can you press through and hold the position early?
Yeah, when I first looked at the fields, that's what I thought we'd do, push through hard, and even if we're outside it, and we'll just kind of rate our own race from there. But that'd be the ideal position, and that's where I'd be happy to be. But, not really sure how it's going to play out.
When you look at that race, you've got the class out wide. I'm a 5-star general, Doc Holliday, Paraquet. But I think gut feeling for me is that I'm a 5-star general will fly at the gate here. And Surtees, probably the class difference here early, and how much he's got to do to get across is another matter. But there didn't look to be a heap of gate speed under I'm a 5-star general to me there.
No, even if we push through, and I thought All Is Well was the leader, and even if we push through and lob somewhere really close, I'll be happy enough with that. But yeah, horse is going well enough. I think when he draws to lead in one of these races, his gate speed's good enough that he just needs a reasonable draw, and when he draws to lead, he'll probably be winning. But he just seems to be around the place from any other run.
I'm the Mighty Lucy in race number 5. She went to Albany last time out, and she ran a good race without saluting down there. What have you made of her recent form?
Yeah, I thought I had her kind of the best I'd ever had her going back 5 or 6 weeks ago. Thought I had her really well, and she was racing really well, and then for no reason whatsoever kind of lost her there again. So not sure what happened, but I thought her last run at Albany was probably as good as she can go. So that was good to see, obviously against lesser company, but the run she had and the work she had to do late, and as close as she got to that leader, I was pretty happy with that. So maybe she's back to where I want her to be.
You look at that race, there's a lot of pace inside there, isn't there? Max Legacy and Queen in the Corner, quick beginner, soft runner can be also. So you don't have to do much early. You're probably looking for a spot, I guess.
Yeah, she's best not used up too much early anyway. So, Junior can just slot her across and find a spot. And if the real Lucy shows up, she can sit in and sprint quick. But sometimes a Lucy shows up that doesn't pick up the bit and doesn't sprint. So, it's just a matter of which horse we get tomorrow night.
Race number 6, you've got dual representation here. Fire Rock, Fire Roll. He ran the finish out of his rivals 1 by 1 last time out and was gutsy staving off Rupert of Lincoln. Can he do the same here?
It's a bit tougher race, and he'll probably have to go better again. But, I was happy enough with his last run, and rolling along in front is his kind of way that he has to go to win races. So, he's got the gate speed to lead. We'll roll along and see what happens.
When you look at that, it did hang down badly last start. Any reason for that, or any rectification there? Or Junior just has to... obviously had to fight it a little bit in the run, which takes a bit out of horses when they're on one rein. Yeah,
no reason, and kind of, no reason, no rectification, because it's not something he normally does. So, I won't do anything yet, and we'll just see. We'll just see what happens this week. But he used to hang when he first come over, but he'd been going straight and however many starts since. So, not real sure, but I know it looks bad TV, but Junior never really mentioned it when he come in. So, we'll just play it as a one-off, hopefully.
Yeah, well, you usually have the opposite problem where he wants to get up the track, but last week it was the other way round.
Yeah, so maybe a little niggle or something somewhere. So he's been looked after during the week, so hopefully that just knocks that off.
And the other 1 mile, but Chevron couldn't have gone worse for you, could it? You got a bit tightened out of the gate there as well last start, and then had that crack for the lead and probably tried to get him behind the leader as well. It worked out terribly for the horse. I guess you won't be committing early here tomorrow night.
No, that was one of Junior's shockers. we'll put that down to. Not really how we want to see horses driven first up. But, yeah, tomorrow night he'll be more suited to just going back and just coming with one run late. And, yeah, I think he'll go a lot better.
You'd advise punters to put that out of their minds. Clearly he had a torrid run, but hasn't affected him negatively at all, and you're quite happy with the horse going in, I gather.
Yeah, he seems to have not knocked himself around. He actually come in. He was still quite bright. So I wouldn't have started him if he hadn't have pulled up as well as he did. I think he's just one of them horses that once it got tough and once he got tired, he just looked after himself. So everything during the week's been fine with him. He's worked fine. He's been to the beach. He ate up. Looked bright as a button. So, yeah, I'd just completely disregard it, and then we'll go from this week and draw a form line through him after this run.
Okay, doke. Sunday night, you're a late guest. 5 flies in. What have you got just flicking through?
Chasing Hill, chilling. He's got 3 in. 3 in,
okay. Any thoughts there? Have you had a good look at Sunday night at this stage, or any pushes there?
Yeah, I like Chillin as a horse. I think he's still learning what it's all about, but I like him. He's got above average ability, and he's obviously a really low grade still. So, yeah, I would think that he should be able to win that race. And the other one, Firefly's probably a place chance from the draw. And what's the other one?
Chasing Hill, yep.
Yeah, pretty happy with that horse. Yeah, he's obviously comes to me with a big, long wrap of convictions, but touchwood, he's been perfect for me, and he's actually been working with Watching Our Coin. So if he goes good tomorrow night, then Chasing Hill will go good Sunday.
What's your gut there with Chasing Hill? More a speed horse or staying type?
He's definitely a staying type. Like, just wouldn't surprise, I suppose, knowing the way Watching Our Coin races. But when Chasing Hill leads, Watching Our Coin can't get over him. So, yeah, and he's run a really good time on the track. So, pretty happy with where he's at. But everything he's done wrong throughout his career, it's hard to kind of go in with too much confidence. But he gives a really good feel at home.
Very good.
Chillin looks the winner later on. Is he your best chance over the next few days?
He's probably my best chance, but at very short odds. Yeah, if I had to tip one, I'd tip Chasing Hill.
Yeah, okay. How do you handle the barrier, though? Colorado Banner inside you, Beach Captain outside you. You got any ideas?
Yeah, just go forward and keep going forward.
All right, sounds good.
Easy instruction.
It's got a very large gas tank on the track, so
right.
Hopefully it's the same at the races.
Very good.
All right, thanks very much, Michael, for coming on such late notice. Hope you've got some clothes on. Kiara will be terrified.
Yeah, I'm good now. We're going to play X-Golf, so it's great because you don't have to go into the bush to find your ball.
Very good, and Happy New Year.
Don't say that after what we've just been talking about. All right. See you, Michael.
Have a Happy New Year.
Right, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
That's Michael Young. Hopefully he's got a winner or two over the next few days. Righto, Glenn.
Yep.
We'll start our recap on the year that was, and we'll go right back to earlier on this year, and it feels almost a lifetime ago, the Fremantle Cup. Doesn't even feel like this year. Mighty Ronaldo, he was able to get the money for
That's
Justin
right.
and Emily. Let's have a listen to that replay now.
Can't go on. Magnificent Storm looks too far back as they corner. Minstrel has raced up to Diego. Mighty Ronaldo is down the outside for Emily. In front, Diego the inside. Here's Mighty Ronaldo finishing fast with Minstrel. Diego, Minstrel, and on the outside, Mighty Ronaldo finishing brilliantly. Mighty Ronaldo takes the lead. Emily Savelko wins the Fremantle Cup.
Mighty Ronaldo was able to get the cash there. It's been a big year for JP and all his connections, and it started off there with Mighty Ronaldo, who didn't have much luck after that, must be said, Glen, but he was able to collect the cash there going back near on 12 months ago.
That's right, and beautifully driven that night. Got a great spot, one out, one back. And the Minstrel, from memory, zipped up, faced the breeze in running. Diego led and over-raced that night. And that was a concern technically in leading into the Pacing Cup over the longer journey. People thought that Diego would be a bit vulnerable in that situation, but history will tell you that didn't happen. Diego did get tired later here, grabbed by Mighty Ronaldo. It was pretty authoritative there. Minstrel went big too from the breeze and did a bit of work. But yeah, it was a great race, and the right horse won, I think. It's a very dangerous horse, Mighty Ronaldo, when it gets that type of run.
In the spirit of the replay we just played, this segment brought to us by Retrovision. Save an extra 5% every day with Retrovision. Mortz and Radley will be back, no doubt, very soon in the new year. While we're at it, let's go fast forward 2 weeks after that. The WA Pacing Cup for Tab Touch.
Stacked up, Magnificent Storm, Mighty Ronaldo, then Petronas Star getting out from Minstrel, Jumping Jack Mac, Diego's in front, holding Magnificent Storm, Jumping Jack Mac is thundering down the outside, Diego's in front, Jumping Jack Mac can't get there, and Diego has won, and it's a Hall Quinella. Diego has beaten Jumping Jack Mac, Mighty Ronaldo.
Diego able to win for Team Hall. Really big result for them. Diego has been one of the better progressions we've seen over the last couple of seasons. He came right through the grades, and now he's firmly entrenched himself as one of the best horses we have in the state, Glen.
Yeah, very, very good horse, and took his opportunities when they came, basically. Unlucky for Maddie Brown, she had that issue with the concussion leading into that. Junior jumped on, led, had Mighty Ronaldo right behind him. He had the security of Magnificent Storm in the breeze, so didn't need to kick away. Had Magnificent Storm covered, and Mighty Ronaldo never saw daylight. Jumping Jack Mac flew home late from 1 out and 2 back thereabouts, pelted home down the outside, but Junior had that under control. Mighty Ronaldo was tucked away, just couldn't get the run. Magnificent Storm held on to run fourth. A very exciting tactical race, that one.
The inaugural running of the Nullarbor followed that after in April. Glen, as we go to the break,
Yep.
I'll play that one. Better Zip It, able to hold off Spirit of St. Louis. A couple of Eastern States horses. Hopefully we can one-up them again. Well, hopefully we can turn the tables.
That'll lure them back, won't it?
Yeah. Let's go to a break. Here's the Nullarbor.
Now Spirit of St. Louis is giving chase. Typhoon Banner the inside. Then Jumping Jack Mac. Forget Magnificent Storm. Better Zip It in front. Here's Spirit of St. Louis. Better Zip It's in front. Spirit of St. Louis. Then Jumping Jack Mac. Better Zip It. Spirit of St. Louis. Better Zip It just in front. He's fighting plenty. Better Zip It in front. And Better Zip It has won the Nullarbor. Spirit of St. Louis second. Jumping Jack Mac has run third.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Mortz and Michael Radley.
Then Remarkable Rock, and right to the outside is Grand Cateau. Here's Exceptional Armour coming with a big run out wide. Has raced up. Exceptional Armour has taken the lead from I Cross My Heart and drawn clear. Back on the inside, Miss Hepburn late on the scene. Remarkable Rock and Grand Cateau flashing home, but Exceptional Armour is streaking away and wins the Westbred brilliantly. Exceptional Armour won by 7 metres. Second, I Cross My Heart 2 metres.
Exceptional Armour lived up to the title in the Westbred Classic, a lucrative coup for the Browns. It started off a magnificent year for Madison and a very promising horse indeed, Glen.
Yeah, 156.8 she ran and killed them that night. She had a beautiful run, beautiful drive by Madison, and was probably made up a little bit anyway for Diego missing that opportunity.
Well, she certainly made up for it since.
Well, certainly has, and that's a $225,000 race, so there's nothing to be sneezed at there. Westbred fillies.
Indeed. This segment brought to us by Steel Blue Boots, made for comfort, built for work. Go and see your local Steel Blue stockist to get a pair for your feet. Hopefully you got one under the Christmas tree. If not, you can still take advantage before we head into the new year. One man who's been in good form in the latter part of the year is Scott Bomber Hill. How are you, Bomber?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Hayden, and yourself?
Yeah, very well indeed.
G'day, Bomber. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, Glen.
Very good.
Refreshed after a bit of a break there.
Yeah, we had a week off, but we're back in action.
Yeah, coming to the end of the year, we look back on the year. It's been a big year for harness racing.
Yeah, it certainly has. It's been some great racing, and some really good results.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get a result tomorrow. We're going to start off in race number 2. And this is the entertainment with horsepower pace over the 21.30 at 5.42. Number 1, At a Spoiled Major. 2, Duty Bound. 3, Bejo's Boy comes out. 4, Cowboys and Bandits has been racing well without luck. 5, Feeling Aces, able to bounce back to winning ways last start, as was 6, Better Move Along. 7, Burley Shard. 8, Paragua at Astra. 9, Sugar Apple. 10, Flying Room has been in top form. And 11, Paul Edward. Who do you like, Bomber?
Yeah, I thought Paul Edward was the class, Hayden, and whilst I'm not 100% sure where he lands from the draw, I think his class will probably overcome it. It's a drop in class on what he's been going around, chasing home the likes of Steno and Flow Rider, and I'm happy to back Dylan to put him into the race at the right time, either with a trail or in this grade, even happy if he goes solo. 3 wide, I think. I'm pretty confident he's got the speed to round them up and show his class.
Yeah, and Bomber, that run, the 7-2 Steno, 2,500 metres, in very fast time. He had to work out the gate a bit to get that early spot. Here from the 11, he's got the nice tuck-through run, hasn't he? And doesn't have to burn out the gate to get a forward position early like he did against Steno, and then the blistering last half, of course. So the run could be definitely overlooked, no doubt about that.
Yeah, I think, if you, as you said, if you break up the race, it's a race in which if he performs the same way tomorrow night, then you'd be pretty confident to get the job done.
Yep. How many units, that one?
Yeah, I'm going to kick off with a 3 unit.
Okay.
I'm very bullish about him. I think he's just the best horse in the race, and I think he'll win.
Yeah, he did lead and win 2 starts ago, but I don't think he does his best work in front. I think he is better set up, and he gets that opportunity tomorrow night.
Yeah, I fully agree.
And ran fast time when he did lead too, over the mile that night. So he's on song, there's no doubt about that.
Race number 4 is the www.gloucesterpark.com.au free-for-all, 21.30, 6.52. Number 1, Armour Einstein, very consistent, without winning. 2, Blitz and Buy, has gate speed. 3, Rubens Plight steps up here. 4, Babyface Adder. 5, Galactic Star. 6, Volton Tin. 7, Lavra Joe. And 8, Magnificent. It's his biggest test, and he's got a brutal barrier. Who wins this one?
Yeah, once again, we're starting pretty confident tomorrow night. I'm pretty keen, Lavra Joe. I thought he was brilliant first up when he led on his ear, and then he was better than a pass mark when Minstrel got the front, and it was going to be just about mathematically impossible for him. But he did all the work in the middle, 55-6 half there, and I thought under the circumstances he stuck on really well. I don't think Blitz and Buy can afford to get into an early war. As long as Cole lights him up again off the arm, I think Lavra Joe can find the top and be too good. But even if he has to sit up in the breeze outside of Blitz and Buy, he's not going to carve out the same section as Minstrel can, and I think he'll still get the job done, Lavra Joe. I think he can just be driven as the best horse in the race.
Just on that one, do you think there's any possibility Armour Einstein might attempt to kick up and wait for Lavra Joe, or do you think Blitz might just get Armour Einstein early?
Yeah, I think Madison would be happy enough just to hope that the other two sort of go to war. And if that was the case, then I think that's his best opportunity, just sniping off the back of them. So I thought she'd probably just play it pretty easy early. But, there's a potential that could happen, I guess.
Yeah, it might just mix the dividends up or the novelties up a little bit as to what position 1 and 2 get in terms of first four and trifectas, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting point, but I'm with you with Lavra Joe, though. I think no matter what happens, he's going to be too good. How many units that one? You sound confident.
Yeah, we'll go units again. We'll kick off with a 2-3 units and then a couple of smaller plays to come home, I think.
Okay.
All right. We'll have a look at those in just a moment, Glenn. Before we go to the break, though, now we'll look at the 2-year-old Colts and Geldings Westbred Classic. And Menemsha, he probably, until these big races, he didn't look like the best horse of the crop. He looked like he was in the top handful, but he really elevated himself over the month or so where we had these feature events.
Certainly did, and I think a training trifecta for 1-8 de Campo and home, and 156.7 the Colts Westbred final, and very authoritative, wasn't he?
Yeah, dominant. Menemsha did work in the run and still held off the stablemates who both had much softer runs than he did. Here's Menemsha taking out the Allwood stud 2-year-old Colts and Geldings Westbred Classic.
By Menemsha, and Grievous looking to get out of a pocket now, and then came Ideal Muscle around the turn. Menemsha has raced up to Wave Rider. Grievous is coming down the outside. It's Menemsha in front. Grievous trying hard. Menemsha the leader from Grievous to Campo. He's quadrupled it again. Unbelievable. Menemsha has won from Grievous and third Ideal Muscle.
Talking Trots with Morts and Michael Radley on Tab Radio, Racing and Sport.
On the inside, but the leader looks to be bolting, and back behind them, I'm a Believer in the straight though, and Vegas Strip is nicely clear from the Little Master. Grand Coteau the outside, trying to get through on the inside, brought to light, and also Grievous late, but in front Vegas Strip. The favourite does it easily, and Vegas Strip races home to win the slipper. Vegas Strip and Denny Roberts has got a Group 1 and won nicely. Second home is brought to light. Third in the race, the Little Master.
Yeah, Denny's maiden Group 1 win came with Vegas Strip there and the Golden Slipper. Fairly elementary stuff, 31-1, 30.6, and all he had to do was finish it off with a 56-4 final half to seal the deal. Looks one of our best 2-year-olds we have. Glen heading into the upcoming season. Hopefully he goes on with it as a 3-year-old.
Yeah, look, they bought it very lightly raced, and the horse was authoritative from the word go and did look a good thing that night and went like a good thing. 157.5 and plenty up its sleeve. Brought to light, I think, ran second, the Little Master third. They did quite well. They're progressive horses, but this one's outstanding, Vegas Strip.
They had a big crop and a big hand heading into those 2-year-old races, the Bonds, and they were able to collect the Golden Slipper, which is probably our most prestigious 2-year-old race, you'd have to say.
No doubt about that, and congratulate Denny in a year of the women, really. She put her hand up and won her first Group 1 race.
And while she was at it, she's recently taken her tally for the season up over 200. So
Yep.
she's sitting on 201 now. It was an anxious wait. She was caught on the 190s forever. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like a batsman heading out on Boxing Day and they're in the 90s and you're just trepidating that, or you're in trepidation of getting over that century mark. But she was able to do it, and Gary Hall Jr. as well was able to eclipse the previous best mark for a reigns person here in the West. He's now sitting on 268. He's eclipsed the previous best of 264. So well done to Gary, well done to Denny, and a couple of others who have recently achieved milestones. Kyle Symington hit the 100. Dylan Edgerton Green hit the 100. Chris Folke's been having a mammoth few weeks. He just keeps driving winners at the moment.
He's in hot form.
He's up over 109 now, and Trent Wheeler, he's got his last chance over the next few days to get over the 100. It's not looking likely, but it's still been a very good season for Trent. He should be very proud of himself in what he's been able to achieve. It's been his best season by quite some way, so he won't be too anxious about not achieving that feat. All right, this segment brought to us by Bayswater Mazda, corner of Guildford and Garrett Road. Get out there, collect a Mazda if you got some extra Christmas money. Let's keep going with this preview. We're now going to go into race number 6, the West Australian Pace, 21:30, 7:50 start time. And we do have tab touch markets. 1 Fire Rock Fire Roll is $3.10. 2 Middle Page $9. 3 Cordero $13. 4 Armour X Factor $2. 5 Valbon $34. 6 Jasper Villa Beach $41. 7 Thompson Bay $34. And 8 My Ultimate Chevron $5. Who do you like here, Bomber?
Yeah, I thought little Cordero, Hayden, he's a horse that doesn't win out of turn. His racing pattern means he does require his fair share of luck. But I could see him dropping 3 pegs here, and with Fire Rock, Fire Roll and Armour X Factor looking likely leader and death horses, I think they're probably certain to go a long way from home. And he could be the beneficiary at a price, little Cordero. He was very good last time when he was able to slice through and smash the line really, really hard. And I thought, Fire Rock, Fire Roll, he'd have to get going pretty early to make it hard for Armour X Factor. So it could be just the race where they don't get home that last quarter quite as quick as they might have otherwise. And Cordero can be the one sprinting over the top.
You see him 1-1 or just going to the rail there? Middle Page trying to.
Yeah, I just think
save the ground and push out.
If they go, from the 1,200 or the 1,000, which it looks to my eye that, Gary Hall Jr., he likes to get going early when he's got the favourite outside him, and that looks to be what he'll have to do here. So, I think the gaps will come, and he's a horse that needs to be driven for luck at the end of the day.
And that is the racing style of Fire Rock, Fire Roll too. You can't sort of sit back on it and just sprint a half. You've got to get him up and running.
Yeah, that's it. So he ran a 57.3 middle half last week, Fire Rock, Fire Roller.
Yep.
I think he'd be looking to do something similar, and Cordero could be just getting over the top of them late, hopefully, at a big price.
It will be a big price. How many units there?
Just the one unit. Like I said, he does need his share of luck, but I thought this could be the race that might happen.
Yep.
Race number 8 is the final event on Friday night, the Hello 2024 Pace, 21:30 at 10 to 9. Early finish tomorrow night, punters. Number 1, Illawong Mustang is $2.50. 2, Caliente, $2.73. The Kraken, $6. 4, Frankie J. Holden, $16. 5, Batavia Blackhole, $41. 6, Belezanera, $6. 7, Our Star Watch, $31. 8, Name in Lights, $19. And 9, Apologise, $34. How do we round it out, Bomber?
Yeah, I like Belezanera getting back to the mobile here, and whilst he's not a horse that'll get involved early from the sticky gate, I do think he'll be very strong late. His form before going into the stands was probably career best, and this race is just set up nicely, I think. I'd expect the stablemate Illawong Mustang to kick through and lead, and whilst that's probably against his normal pattern, he does race okay in front, and I couldn't think they'd allow Caliente to roll straight to the top. And the Kraken's another one that may want to get involved early, so there should be enough going on, and I think Belezanera can get over the top. He can run a 56 and change last half, and as long as they run along hard early, that'll be enough here.
Interesting one too, what you say there about Illawong Mustang. Went out of the gate very quick last week and got out of Sport Major, which upset the apple cart there. Did a bit of work and then was looking for a run late. So look, they may roll the dice here and hold up. I was thinking possibly the same way. That'll be for the Twitter interviews tomorrow night in the parade ring. Big call for Caliente as to what Illawong Mustang does, but I'd imagine logically it would try and lead tomorrow night, which does bring your tip into it to a great extent.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they didn't hold up with Illawong Mustang. It just it sort of defy logic to just hand over, I think, here. So yeah, that was the way I hope it sets up, and Belezanera to be the beneficiary.
Yeah, well, there was a race earlier on in the year. I really liked Illawong Mustang. I thought he'd lead and win, and he did lead and win, and he copped some early pressure as well. So it's not as though he can't lead. And
I think he's in a bit of form too, the horse.
Yeah, he was really good 2 starts ago. He made up a lot of stealthy progress there, and then held up badly last time. So yeah, he's
an interesting run. I mean, it's not his normal tactic, but as you say, Hayden, he's done it in the past. They may elect to roll the dice tomorrow night.
How do we play this one?
Yeah, just the 1 unit bet again. Like he will need that race to sort of that speed to set up early, but yeah, he's definitely got the ability to get over the top late if it does.
Any multi propositions?
Not really. I thought it was a relatively tricky night outside of the couple that I was keen on. So maybe just Paul Edward into Labrador could be the mouldy. I think they'll both win.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a bit difficult when we don't have the markets on the first half of the program, so it's hard to play. Yeah.
Before you go, Bomber, just your quick opinion. Race 1, Hunter Magic 1, Quattros 2, Halley Hunter 3, Unlucky 4, and you've got Out Wider Zephyr in 9. How do you see the early part of that playing out? Halley Hunter's obviously a promising horse. Gate speed wise, that'll be interesting, won't it?
It will be. They're not. There's no absolutely brilliant beginner, I don't think. There. The main reason I stayed out of the race was I just can't
speed map
find the key to it. They're probably an even bunch across the line, and I wouldn't be surprised even if the pole marker managed to sort of
kick up.
Yeah, has shown some gate speed from wider gates. Tricky one. Very, very hard to break that one down, I thought.
Yeah, very hard to break it. That's why I asked your opinion. Because if the one does lead, it changes everything. If Halley Hunter does get across and leads, it's a progressive horse. You'd expect it to run a race and win.
Absolutely. If I could be confident enough, Halley Hunter would fight in front. I'll be happy to back speed. Very, very impressive to the eye. And this is a pretty even lot. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, in that first race at Gloucester Park that Hallie Hunter had as well, you could sense there was an opinion about the horse by the way Madison spoke. And certainly franked that with 2 wins and looks progressive too. There's still a few wrinkles to iron out.
Only seems to do what it's asked to do, which always makes you think there's a bit up the sleeve there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks so much for this year, Bomber. Hopefully we can finish on the right note and head into 2024 a winner.
Yeah, I hope so, guys. Hope it's a great night tomorrow night, and hope we bring in 2024 in the right way.
Beauty, Bomber.
I don't know. Have you had a look at Sunday yet? Have you got anything there for us?
No, I haven't got that far yet.
Okay.
I've been taking it pretty easy. Christmas Day knocked me around a bit. So.
Yeah, well...
Still recovering. Recovery mode.
It's that time of year you kind of get lost. I was talking to someone today and he said, today's Friday, isn't it? I said, no.
You do lose
lost
track.
in translation.
Yeah, you sure do.
All right, thanks, Bomber.
Good on you, Bomber.
No worries, guys. Thank you very much.
That's Scott Bomber Hill, hopefully with some successes out there at Gloucester Park tomorrow night. All right, we're going to go to a break. Let's go back to the Derby. Now, Glen, there was one horse that was the talk of the town, and he had been for many months leading into it, and that was Never Ending. However, he was usurped by Sky Lou, who rose through the ranks and had a wonderful run in transit, able to capitalise on that.
Yeah, God bless its heart. I'm part owner of that horse. I must say that we didn't really expect to beat Never Ending, but the barrier draw gave us some glimmer of hope, given the fact it was 2,500 and Never Ending. The only query was, would it over Ace of Touch? And that ultimately played into Sky Lou's hands, driven by none other than Madeline Brown.
Madison Brown. She's only.
Sorry.
We're not done with her yet after this either.
Yeah.
She's had a big year, but here's Sky Lou winning the Derby.
Trying to let go from the back, Mickey's Beach, but Never Ending comes to the turn, 28-4, leads by 4 metres. In second place, giving chase is Sky Lou. Never Ending in front. Sky Lou's a massive danger. It's over. Sky Lou, Madison Brown is going to upset her partner, Gary Hall Jr., and Sky Lou has won the Derby brilliantly. Sky Lou from Never Ending, and third, I'm the Black Flash.
You are listening to Talking Trots with Mortz and Michael Radley.
Battling away Tenzing Bromack and deep out is Minstrel around the turn. Magnificent Storm is clear from Jumping Jack. Max steal the show. Valentine's Brook is down the outside with Minstrel, but Magnificent Storm had raced away. What a performance. He's going to bolt in. Great battle for the Miners. Jumping Jack Mac, also Valentine's Brook and Minstrel, but Magnificent Storm was absolutely outstanding. Jumping Jack Mac the inside, Minstrel out wider and Valentine.
Yes, Magnificent Storm, destructive in the Pacing Cup. He won by a mile, annihilating his rivals over the closing couple of 100 metres. For Ray Williams and Hayden DeCampo, they've been hard at work trying to win this race, and they've got the horse and they got the result only a month and a half ago, Glenn.
Yeah, that's the one they were waiting for. Magnificent Storm needed to knock one of those races off a horse of his ability. You know he deserved to win a Pacing Cup, and a great result for the Connections and for Ray Williams in particular, because he just had things go wrong in previous Pacing Cups. Things didn't work out right for the horse, and they got him back. He seemed nice and fresh for this one and got the job done.
We've got racing coming up across the next few days. We've got New Year's Eve at Gloucester Park on the weekend, and then we roll into Bustleton on New Year's Day, and then Bunbury on the Tuesday as well. So we've got plenty of racing to go round. Start off Gloucester Park on Sunday. I want to try and get the last winner of the year.
All right, good.
Beyond Bling, I think, is one to watch here. First up for Langwood the other night, ran along the whole way. Could get a softer run here and be pretty dangerous. So race 9, number 4, Beyond Bling, I've got my eye on there.
Okay.
Just while I've got you as well, this segment brought to us by Loans 123. Contact Steve Sell if you find yourself in a spot of bother, and he'll sort you out. Loans 123 1800 100 100. Bustleton on New Year's Day. Gee, it was an interesting card there the other day, wasn't it?
Jam-packed entertainment, that's for sure. It's hard to find a winner.
The first race certainly set the tone of what's to come for the season. And usually my motto is find the leader, find the winner. Yes, need to look at the tapes of the stand starts and you can usually find the winner there at Bustleton, but didn't turn out that way.
No, it was a bit of an unusual night like that. The leaders were getting beat quite often and there was a lot of pressure and aggressive driving, so things didn't turn out that way.
Even the leaders that expected to win, like Miss Laurel Lee, they still didn't quite finish it off.
Normally you're halfway home, aren't you, and you expect them to hang on and win. But, look, it threw up a few curveballs, particularly the first meeting maybe. Bit of warming up to do with some of the drivers. So second night might be a better betting proposition maybe.
Yeah, I think we can bounce back. Race 4, number 2 with Miss Laurel Lee. I reckon she'll go better here. Good. Second time of asking. Providing there's no scratching, she'll jump from the 20 metres and she'll pounce straight on an early lead, and I think she can get it done this time. Race 4, number 2, Miss Laurel Lee. And the best bet of the night is race 7, number 1, I'm the Best. He was dynamic.
Yeah, he went good, didn't he?
27.5 metres the other night, coming from a handicap. This time he should lob straight in front, and hopefully it's a very comfortable watch indeed. He should be able to win that. Race 7, number 1. Yeah,
and Trent Wheeler's in great form, isn't he? He's a driver. I don't know what drives he's got there, just flicking through. I think 3 winners the other night he had, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a good night.
Birthday.
It looked like it was going to be the Shannon Savalco show, and it just didn't quite turn out for
Trent
Shannon.
Turned that around.
He didn't do anything wrong on any of them. It just wasn't his night.
No.
And race 1 Bunbury on Tuesday is interesting as well, Glenn. 2:47 start time there. Lady Prima Donna first up for Greg and Sky Bond. Has a reasonably handsome New Zealand record. Comes here first time out for the Bonds. Definitely one to watch there. And then Michael Brennan's got a couple
Before you skip off that one, Denny's down to drive both horses. That will be a lead there because she won't be driving both horses.
No.
But it'd be interesting to see what she picks there. That'll be a lead.
And Michael Brennan's got a couple as well. He's got Henry Maguire, an ex-New Zealand horse, engaged. And then later on in the program, he's got Zara Tyndall as well, who is a maiden coming over from New Zealand, but did run 4 placings from her 9 starts. So definitely a couple to watch there. First up for Mouse.
That's a 2:47 start.
Yep, finishes at 6 o'clock, the last.
Okey-doke.
And that's what we've got coming up. So hopefully we can get a winner. Well, who's got to win the first at Bustleton? We've got to try and get the last and the first winner. I reckon Axel Rocks would be a cheeky chance in that race.
Yes, it's going a bit better, isn't it? The start's going to be extremely important.
Critical.
Flies at night obviously can begin okay.
Smokey Shadow's clearly the class.
No luck the other night, Smokey Shadow.
No.
Did a bit of work, tried to get the lead. Probably a forgive run. What's that, 2,400? So it does give it time with a horse of that class, maybe.
Makes a big difference, the 2,030 to the 2,400
it does,
for the leaders there.
Might have too much speed the last lap if it's close enough. Small field, you'd imagine it may be close enough there.
Yeah, really interesting. All right, looking forward to that. Glenn, thanks for coming along, rounding out the season with me.
Got another busy week coming up. That's good.
Indeed.
Boys be back. Do we know yet?
No, I'm not sure.
Party job?
No, they could be anywhere from Vanuatu, Fiji, Galapagos, but they will be
refresh for the new year.
Yep.
Good on you.
Before we go, though.
All right. Yep.
It would be remiss not to look at this replay right here. And in the absence of Mortz over the last couple of weeks, we haven't been able to play it. So this one's for him.
Very good.
Out 6 deep, no run Hoppy's way. Here's Wonderful to Fly, letting go. Coming after Tricky Mickey now. In front, Tricky Mickey. Wonderful to Fly's not going to get there. Tricky Mickey's doing it easily. Madison Brown is going to take the golden nugget. Tricky Mickey's absolutely bolted in. Tricky Mickey has won by 12 metres to Wonderful to Fly. On the inside, third Soho Dow.
I think the most impressive thing is the graduation of Madison's salutes. They're getting more and more enthusiastic with each Group 1 she wins. And, gee, what a year she's had.
Fantastic year, and the support that she's got there on the bank at the winning post, the family and everybody there pushing her on. She's got a lot of fans too. So, yeah, look, it's great. But the 2 girls particularly, and Emily as well, has had some injury issues. She's fighting her way back. But Denny and Madison have had great years, haven't they? And you look at the juniors coming through. Emily Johnson had
she's had a good year because she's come a long way, Emily.
she's had 400 odd drives now, which is good experience. It's great to see she's been supported by the Campo camp and others. That's a lot of drives, so that's going to put her in good stead long term, Hayden, getting that experience under the belt, and I'm sure she'll get opportunities in the city this coming season.
Hopefully 2024 is a year we can see lots of young drivers get some more winners. We've got Aaron Savalko, who's already steering home a couple of winners. Bree Edmond got another winner at Bustleton the other day, so hopefully we can see
got some promising young drivers for sure.
The youngsters. All right. Thanks, Glenn.
Good on you.
Thanks, guys, for listening throughout this year, and we'll do it all again next year on Talking Trots.